Hello, and welcome to the Tarotscopes for September 2024. As always, I'm going to do a reading for the collective, and then I'm going to go in order, starting with Virgo, since we're in Virgo season, giving a reading for each person or each zodiac sign. And I also wanted to just add that I am enrolling my Learn Tarot program. So if you're interested in being a tarot reader like me, or even just reading for yourself, I've developed a 6-week group course that might be of interest to you. It starts early November. So the link will be below if you are interested in that. But let's get started first with the reading for the collective. Please be clear. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It actually looks like a stabilizing month, which is interesting and not what I expected, considering we've had so many things going on the past several weeks. But we have this Four of Wands, we have the Page of Swords, and then we have the Four of Swords. So the four energy is a stabilizing energy in tarot numerology. So I like that. Like we're at a place where we can kind of take a break, take a breath, check in with ourselves. It's showing that we've hit some milestones here that we can celebrate, that we can feel good about without having to press forward immediately. It's showing that we have some sense of mental stability and peace with this Four of Swords, and also sort of permission to rest. This is that energy of stability where it doesn't have to be pushed forward right now. I also would say that this is a great month for clarifying your message, for everyone to communicate better, which makes sense because we're just coming out of this Mercury retrograde. So clear communication, direct communication, sharing of ideas is really nice at this time. Respectful discourse, that sort of thing, is what we can be expecting for ourselves as the collective in September. All right, let's start with Virgo card of the year for Virgo. Please be clear for them. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I love the Ace of Pentacles for our Virgos because they're an earth sign and it is the beginning of earth again, right? It's the first sign or first number one, in the earth realm. So it's a great year to plant seeds, to take care of your financial well-being, your home life, your physical well-being, all that earthy stuff. Anything that doesn't feel great, it's a time for a refresh and to sort of start again. It's also showing that there might be a year of lots of new opportunities. So this could be with career, with well-being, with work. I'm sorry, I already said work, with your home life. So be open to those opportunities. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that the opportunities will be gangbusters right out of the gate, but it does show that there's an opening to sort of plant those seeds and cultivate them over time, which would be worthwhile. Let's see what's going on for the month for Virgo. 1, 2, 3. We have a really nice group of cards here. So we've got the Temperance card, we have the the Queen of Swords, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which makes sense to me because the Temperance card is sort of like that card of balance. You see that she's sort of putting these cups together and pouring the water back and forth. And then when I see two Queen archetypes side by side, it shows that this is a month to balance your feminine Queen of Swords with your Queen of Pentacles. And that means your desire to have a clear path forward, your desire to be strategic and know what's happening and to make those sorts of plans. So that's really important to balance with your Queen of Pentacles, which is tending to your earthly tasks. It's tending to your, like we said before, your well being, your home, your body, your money. How can you do both things, be strategic and long term thinking while also tending to the immediate needs that you have going on? And it shows if you can find that sweet spot, you're going to feel really balanced this month. You're going to feel like that's actually a place for healing for you. So think about the long game and think about what immediate steps you would need to take to activate the long game. And then remember that this is through a more feminine lens. So this is a long game regarding your inner world, how you want to feel, how you want to see yourself, view yourself, relate to yourself. And that sounds like a really easy breezy month for you guys, which is probably well needed. All right, next we have Libra. What's going on with our Libra friends? Wow, we've got lots of water for Libra. Whoa, we've got two queens again for the second in a row, which is interesting. So we have this Ace of Cups, then we have double queens. We have the Queen of Cups and we have the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is making a return, which kind of makes sense because you're in Virgo season. So it's a heavier earth sign, it's a heavier earth energy, and it's the optimal time to do this sort of inner work or well-being work for yourself. So you start the month feeling very open and receptive, almost like the energy of universe, show me how good it can get. Like I'm open for the gifts. Let me have it, and being in that open and receptive place often allows things to align. And then it's showing that you're really going to want to follow your heart this month, your intuition. You're going to want to be in the flow. You're not going to want to force things. It's a nice sort of like ebb and flow energy where you can just roll with things and it doesn't seem like anything's going to get too out of control. Again, with this Queen of Pentacles, I'm saying again because it's very similar to the Virgo sign, we want you to take care of your well-being. How can you make sure that your home is tended to, your physical well-being is tended to, we're talking about health, your finances, all of that stuff. And it seems kind of boring and mundane, but that's the amazing part of this Virgo season energy is making magic of the mundane, feeling as if these little details actually do matter. And big changes come from tending to and stacking positive habits and routines over time. And that's what it seems like the energy is like for our Libras. All right, Scorpios, let's see what we have in store for you for September. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Okay, now we've got more air and swordsy energy for the month of September for Scorpios. We have here this Five of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Swords. So it feels like a rockier start to the month. With this Five of Swords, sometimes it shows like there's a little mental instability. There's being hard on yourself, being judgmental, inner conflict, that sort of stuff. I would say we've got to nip that in the bud immediately. You should start nipping it in the bud literally right now because we don't want it to impact this Wheel of Fortune, which is this beautiful omen of expansion and opportunity and really beautiful things coming your way. And we don't want to be using this negative mental attitude as a way to pump the brakes of this goodness that's coming through. And the goodness that's coming through might really feel miraculous. It's sort of things that have been fated or plotted on your timeline that you've finally reached that feels like a miracle. So let's be here expecting some Scorpio miracles. And then what it's showing is once this miracle lands and drops in your lap, it's up to you to cultivate it. It's up to you to approach it from a logical perspective, to make the long-term plans, to understand how it is that you need to set this up for long-term gain. We don't want this just to be like a flash in the pan. It's like, how do you be strategic? How do you be a leader? How do you guide these ideas into fruition in a very positive way? So it's a little bit of it makes sense in Virgo season, right? We just talked about practical magic. We've got the magic coming in, and then you need to take the practical approach to stretching it out, giving it longevity, making sure it works for you in perpetuity. All right, Sagittarius. 1, 2, 3. So many court cards coming up, and there's the same thing with the Sagittarius. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands, we have the Page of Swords, and we have this Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is a little bit of a concerning card for me. I never really love to see it. And what I feel like this means is like there's this inner struggle going on this month a little bit regarding your sense of self, like the person that you are developing into is this Queen of Wands, and we want her front and center. She's aligned with her power. She's passionate. She's magical. She's got skills and how to harness and direct energy for the good. But then we also have this Page of Swords here, which is aligned with this right, bumped up right next to this Eight of Swords, which is a card of feeling victimized, locked up, not feeling fully expressed. And I feel like there's a dissonance here between a gap between who you want to be, this Queen of Wands, and then maybe some of this hurt inner child or these less mature ways of being or ways of seeing yourself as having being a victim of circumstance or not empowered. And that's the power struggle. We want to lean into the Queen of Wands. We want to let her drive the car. We want to believe in our power and our majesty. And then we need to turn towards this hurt Page of Swords that feels like she's not heard, that feels like she doesn't fit in. And we want to talk to her. It sounds like a little schizophrenic, but it works, and say, what do you need? How can I validate you? How can I extend my power and my self assuredness to bring you along with me, as opposed to disconnecting from it? And if you can do that, it's actually going to be like a blessing, because the Page of Swords has lots of gifts to offer too. But it's sort of like that practice of reparenting yourself. All right. Next, we have Capricorn. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Capricorn, more court cards, court cards everywhere. We have this Two of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. So here's the deal with the Two of Swords. It's a beautiful, positive card of new connections, new friendships, finding kindred spirits, finding people that align with you. And what you can do with that is actually work together with this Knight of Swords to charge forward, to take action on shared ideas, shared views, shared visions, in a way that's combined with this King of Swords, which is having a long-term view, a long view, being a leader. So it's kind of that balance of leadership strategy and implementation in partnership with others. So one way this could look would be, I don't know, I'm just thinking about the election. We're like in an election season, everyone's is on the mind. Like you might meet someone with similar political views, and you guys want to ensure that your candidate or whatever is best represented. And so you're going to use that long-term view, strategic thinking to come up with a plan and then take action on how it is that you can meet even more like-minded people and engage them. That would just be a for instance. All right, Aquarius, what do we have here? All right, what do we got? All right, Aquarius. All right, so here we go. We've got this Six of Cups, we have this Knight of Pentacles, and we have this Three of Swords. Something that's just like coming up for me, it's like I was thinking, first thing that came to mind is an Aquarius who's in my life, and I know what they're going through, and it feels like this is what they're going through. And so I'm going to share it as the reading for the Aquarius community. It's showing that there might be some old feelings from the past, maybe some family issues, perhaps some like a sense of grief or loss, or like remembering like an anniversary of someone who has passed away, that you will get more in touch with again, like this heartbrokenness, this deflation, this feeling of disappointment. And oddly enough, I don't usually say, avoid your feelings, but oddly enough, it's saying that your work, the work that you're doing, is a way to help you process through these feelings of heartbreak or sadness or disappointment. It's like finding the meaning in us Virgo season, again, the meaning in the mundane of the work that you do, and remembering that everything you do has a purpose and that you're going to do it with intention. And that sort of lifts you up and gives you a sense of purpose and intention during this phase where you might be reminiscing about disappointments or family struggles, etc. All right, Pisces, what do we got here? All right, 1, 2, lots of pentacle energy for our Pisces friends. All right, so we have this Five of Pentacles, we have this Four of Pentacles, and then we have the Empress. And so I just want our Pisces friends to remember that even if you're going through hardship this month, if things feel extra hard, like physically, like if your body's not cooperating, if you're financially struggling, if you're not feeling like things are in flow for you, remember who the F you are. You are the Empress. You are the embodiment of beauty and grace and luxury and love and passion and all of those things. So even though your circumstances feel constricting right now, might feel limiting right now, we want you to live in the world that recognizes the truth of who you are and separate your circumstances from your identity. And just know that the identity and who you really are will stick for a lifetime or maybe more. But your circumstances are fleeting, and this stuff will pass, and it's not permanent. And sure, it might not feel great in the moment, but it's really temporary. All right, Aries. One, two. The Queen of Pentacles comes alive again for Aries. We have this Six of Swords, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is looking pretty good for you guys. So it's saying a couple of things. I'm going to again focus on the Queen of Pentacles. She's come up time and time again in this Virgo season. Take care of your well-being. We want you to focus on your well-being. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel healthy? What environments feel nice to you? How can you sort of mother yourself and nurture yourself in a way that is responsible and beautiful? Um, and then I would also say what we've got going on here is we need you to sort of also take care of your mental health and your mental well-being. So that's part of your self-care. And it's saying if you can get once you get those two things under wraps, or maybe even simultaneously, you get that stuff nailed down, we have this Wheel of Fortune. There's so much of a breakthrough and expansion happening. It's like, boom, miracles fall out of the sky. So there's things that just sort of appear out of nowhere. And so it's like, if you can just take care of your mental health and your physical well-being and not worry about anything else, the universe will bring the miracles forward. It's really none of your business how you get the miracles. All you have to do is take care of these mundane well-being sort of tasks, and the rest unfolds for you. All right, Taurus, please be clear. Ooh, Taurus. This looks really good. This looks really good. I love that we got the Lovers card for you. So we have the Two of Wands, we have the Lovers card, and we have the Four of Cups. So I just want to focus on the Lovers card here. This is a really great month to focus on harmony with other relationships, especially people who have been in your life for a long time, harmony with yourself, like just keeping the peace, keeping things moving and stable, not being petty, like elevating yourself to a person that brings harmony into every room, into every encounter, and every situation. It feels like you're at a fork in the road this month. And even if you're not willing to take the leap into the new thing, it is important to start to contemplate what your next steps are and what that might look like, especially if it's a departure from your original plan. We know that Taurus don't like to jump ship very quickly, but it is a good time to start laying the groundwork, or even at least fantasizing or imagining what a new situation for yourself might look like, whether it's with relationships, with work, with yourself, whatever. And then I would just say, it's going to be easy this month for you to slip into a lack mentality, for you to see what isn't working as opposed to what is working, especially if you're starting to evaluate a new path forward and you're not 100% contented in the path that you're on. I would say just don't. Just watch it. Like, watch a tendency to feel like you need to focus on what's not working. I use the analogy a lot that imagine your life as a garden. We want to water the flowers. That's what's working. And we want the weeds to wither away from lack of attention and energy. I feel like that's great advice for our Taurus friends this month. All right, Gemini. All right, what's going on with our Gemini friends? Ooh, this is a little bit of a sticky situation for Geminis this month. We have the Seven of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Two of Swords. I never love seeing the Seven of Swords. It's kind of one of my least favorite cards. And the reason why is because it indicates like a sense of deception, or when someone's really not being on the up and up and sort of taking advantage of you, or doesn't have your best interest in mind. And it's showing that someone like that could be going on with you, and it's someone that sees you as being naive, or like you're not going to catch on, or that you're not going to be able to stand up for yourself or to draw those boundaries or whatever. And the thing is, there's something about this person that does feel right, that it's hard for you to take action with this Two of Swords. It's like you can kind of see what's going on, but maybe you're not ready to see it and not ready to fully believe it. So I would say this is a data collection phase for you. If you feel like someone's not on the up and up, or situations are not quite in integrity, start taking notes. If you know that you're not, really willing to pull the plug just yet, start building the case for yourself. Start getting clear. Start seeing the truth. And I think that's the first step for you this month, is to see the truth, and then potentially in the near future, then you will be ready to take action. But also, like, don't be too hard on yourself if you're not ready to make a move. All right, Cancer. Let's see what we've got going here. Ooh, one, two, three for Cancers. Okay. We have a lot of pentacle energy. Again, does that make sense? We've got the Magician card here. Then we've got this Eight of Pentacles, and then this Four of Pentacles. So what we've got going here is, number one, hyper manifestation mode. You are really roaring and ready to create whatever it is that you want in service of yourself, to be quite honest. You've got the tools you need, everything you need to get it moving. It's also saying that you might be really in a self-improvement sort of zone this month, which makes sense with this Virgo energy. You might be wanting to take classes. You might want to learn new skills. You might want to sharpen your skills. You might want to practice. If you feel a little bit rusty on certain things, certain tasks, or certain, hobbies or activities that you like to do, that's cool. It's like getting a refresher, learning new skills so that you can create more and more and more. You're in a creation mode. You are not here to conform right now. You are here to create, and create for you. Now, I do feel like there's this energy of like you wanting to expand, and maybe you do, and then you might contract a little bit afterwards. Sometimes we get like a vulnerability hangover, or like we put ourselves out there. That's okay. You're not going to contract for long. It feels like you contract tightly for a second, and then you open back up into a more permanent state. Like the expanded state might have been a little too big, the contraction's a little too small, and just like Goldilocks, you're going to get it just right. All right, last but not least, we have Leo. One, two, a lot of court cards again. We have three court cards for Leo. This is really interesting. So we have the Page of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Page of Wands. So here's what I think. When I'm seeing two pages, the pages are the messengers of the tarot. I think you're going to be getting a lot of messages this month as to your passions, your pursuits, how you want to lead, how you want to live a, aligned, passionate, spiritually aligned life. And this is going to come in two ways. It's going to come as like actual messages where you might see, people might say things to you. If you might see things, sense things, like your heightened sense of, your intuition, however that works for you. So trust every message that you get. We're just going to work on trusting the messages. And then the messages are also going to come with the Page of Wands, which I feel like are signs, synchronicities, things that are a little bit different than messages. Now, I always have the rule of thumb: if you hear something or see a sign 3 times, you really ought to pay attention. So be hyper aware of the signs, the synchronicities, the intuitive hits, everything that you're getting, because it's here to help you guide yourself to a deeper level of understanding of who you are, deeper level of spirituality, creativity, passion, and leadership. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Tarotscope here. Again, I just want to mention, in case you've missed the beginning, that I am enrolling my Learn Tarot course. It's a 6-week group course that will teach you how to read tarot very proficiently in a small amount of time. You can check out the links, and you can follow me for more information for that. But happy September, and I will see you when we get to spooky season. Bye.